If you are considering buying property in Canada and are not a Canadian citizen, one of the most important things to understand is whether or not owning a home here makes you a permanent resident. In short, no, it doesn't. However, there are certain rights you still have as a foreign property owner. Keep watching to find out more. Foreign property owner rights. If you don't have a work or study permit but own property in Canada, you'll enter the country as a visitor to get your Canadian property. However, just because you own property in Canada doesn't mean you automatically have the right to enter Canada. If you are a foreign property owner, you still have to abide by the laws set in place for foreigners entering the country. So consider what's on your record and if anything needs to be taken care of before you go further down the path of property ownership. Rules and regulations. Visitors are allowed to remain in Canada for 6 months at a time. However, this is discussed with the border agency when you speak with them at border security. Although you own property in Canada, if you are not complying with the rules set by Canada Border Services, you will be asked to leave. However, you are always welcome to apply for an extension of stay as long as you send the application before your expiry date. If the application is approved, you may legally stay in Canada for the length of your extension. If it is rejected, you must leave Canada on your scheduled date. It's crucial that you pay close attention to your validity status in Canada if you want to continue visiting your property there. As long as you travel out of the country on time and stay within your legal visitation rights, you should have no issue going through the Canadian border in the future. Getting permanent residency. There are a number of different ways to achieve permanent resident status in Canada. For starters, you could explore express entry. Under the program, you'll immigrate as a skilled worker to contribute to Canada's economy. Next, you could try family sponsorship. If you have family in Canada, they can sponsor your permanent residency. Another option is the Atlantic Immigration Program. If you were previously staying in Canada on a student visa, you can apply for residency through the Atlantic Immigration Program by graduating from a school in New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, or Newfoundland, or Labrador. Being a caregiver is another path to residency. And finally, you could consider a startup visa. In this case, you'll start a business and create jobs for Canadian communities. The biggest changes. The biggest difference between owning Canadian real estate and being a permanent Canadian resident is that you can stay in Canada for as long as you'd like with permanent residency. You'll also have access to most social benefits and protections that Canadian citizens get. With permanent residency also comes all taxes and laws at the municipal, provincial, and federal levels. However, permanent residency does not give non-Canadian citizens permission to vote for or run for political office. There will still be some limitations on workplaces with high security clearance. In order to keep your permanent resident status, you have to have been in Canada for at least 730 days over the last 5 years, whether it be continuously or not. The best way to stay informed about all processes involving foreign residents and permanent residency is to keep in touch with a knowledgeable lawyer. Do that and stay within your legal rights as a visitor, and you could be on your way to Canadian residency in no time. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.